What's going on, guys? This is Rob, and we are back again with another episode of our Beyond Omega Level series. Yes, where we basically tell you guys everything you need to know about the most powerful characters in comics. And today, we're focusing on one of the elder gods of the Marvel Universe, Chthon. And there are a couple of different issues that can be cited as the first appearance of Chthon. The first is Marvel Chillers #1 by Marv Wolfman and Bill Mantlo, which was released in 1975, and I didn't even know that book existed until we started doing this video. But in that book, Chthon was simply referred to as the Other. It wasn't until 1979, when Avengers #186 by Mark Gruenwald, David Michelinie, and John Byrne came out, that he was actually referred to as Chthon. Now, within the Marvel continuity, Chthon's been around for billions of years, and the source of his existence is a sentient life force on Earth known as the Demiurge. So basically what happened here is that at some point in the past, the Demiurge created a group of elder gods that included Chthon. And with the exception of Gaea, who's basically Mother Earth in the Marvel Universe, and is also the mother of Thor, all the elder gods became demons once one of them, a guy named Set, basically figured out that he could increase his power by eating his siblings, and then the rest of them all just followed suit. And so Chthon basically became the embodiment of darkness on Earth, and the world's first practitioner of dark magic. Now, when Gaea in the Demiurge touched naughty bits and produced a son named Atum, he basically began killing the elder gods and absorbing their powers. And so Chthon writes down all his knowledge of dark magic into an indestructible book called the Darkhold, which he would leave behind on Earth while he escaped to another dimension. Now, following that, Chthon produced an entire race of demonic offspring known as the Angari, and would also act through the Other to impact things on Earth through those who use the Darkhold, including bringing about the first vampires in the Marvel Universe. Now, anytime someone used the Darkhold, Chthon could use their soul to try and return to Earth. And over the billions of years, he's impacted events on Earth by sending various minions to Earth when the dimensional barrier between his dimension and Earth are weak enough. Now, Chthon is also summoned to Earth by Morgan Le Fay in the 6th century. But after realizing how powerful he was, she and Merlin tried to banish him back to his dimension, but they were unable to get the job done and had to lock part of Chthon's essence away in what would one day be Wandagore Mountain, where the High Evolutionary would build his citadel of science in the 1930s. Now later, a man named Gregor Russoff, who was secretly a werewolf, summoned Chthon to cure him, but Chthon tried to return to Earth, and while he was repelled by the Knights of Wandagore, Chthon managed to bond himself to a nearby infant that would turn out to be Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch. And so Chthon would later possess Wanda's brother Quicksilver, but Hank Pym and the Avengers were able to exorcise Chthon and send him back to his home dimension once again. And so as far as his powers go, Chthon is stupidly powerful, to the point that he borders on omnipotence, especially in his own realm, where he's able to exercise total dominion over all of that reality. He's essentially the source for basically all of the dark magic in the world, including chaos magic, which has empowered its users to perform ridiculously incredible feats. The most notable example of this is Scarlet Witch, who Chthon had imbued with the ability to perform chaos magic in an attempt to make her his avatar and return to Earth by possessing her. And while wielding chaos magic, Scarlet Witch was able to bend reality to her will, casting spells that affected countless individuals, dimensions, and realities. And this is just a fraction of what Chthon himself is actually capable of. In fact, Chthon calls the Scarlet Witch a shadow of being who is still very much beneath me. And he's talking about someone who'd eliminated nearly every mutant in the Marvel Universe with 3 words and took all their powers away. Now, Chthon's mystic abilities have no known limits and are incredibly impressive even when working through a conduit. For example, when he was possessing Quicksilver, Chthon managed to flood New York City with a river of blood, trap the entire city of San Francisco in a block of amber, and relocate Asgard to a different dimension. He also melted vibranium, turned the Young Avengers to stone, and the Fantastic Four into television signals. So we're pretty much talking high-level reality warping and matter manipulation here. And while possessing Quicksilver, Chthon stated that all of reality would fall before him in the blink of an eye. And once again, that's only whatever fraction of Chthon's power his host was able to harness. And so in terms of how Chthon compares to some really powerful beings in Marvel Comics, Eternity refers to Chthon as a cancer and states that he would have been able to kill Eternity had Hank Pym not interfered. And as a reward for saving reality, Eternity names Hank Pym the Scientist Supreme of Earth. So the fact that Chthon was a threat to Eternity, quite literally the embodiment of all of reality, lets us know just how potentially devastating this guy is. And to add a bit more context, and this one's really gonna blow your mind, Dormammu, one of the strongest magic users in in the Marvel Universe invokes Chthon when casting spells, suggesting that he's actually drawing on Chthon's power, which would theoretically mean that Chthon is on a higher plane of existence than Dormammu, who is himself way beyond Omega level. But that's basically what you need to know about this guy. I mean, I'd be shocked if he doesn't show up in the MCU sometime soon, because he's just such a big part of Scarlet Witch's story in the comics, so when he does, you'll know everything that you need to know about him. And rest assured, if the Marvel Cinematic Universe takes Chthon from the comics and rolls him over in the MCU movies, and he's anywhere near as powerful as he is in the comics, Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet has nothing on this guy. With that being said, guys, we're gonna bring this to an end. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you all later. Peace.